Another thing that stood out was where Bron sat on the list. He sits in ninth currently, a sight that we have not seen in 20 years, 20 plus years. So that would make it, if he misses 50% of the fan vote, that would make it tough for him to be a starter. Then you ask yourself the question of, does he get voted in from the coaches as a reserve? And I don't know. He's only played 14 games. I don't know how they're looking at this or what they'll do, but what I know is they better make sure he is. Like, it's LeBron James, and he's who he is to this league, and started the year off hurt, great, but I don't know. Like, I don't know the right answer other than, like, figure it out. I played in an All-Star game where the commish added Dirk and D-Wade as, like, legends of the game, and, like, it was their last one, and, like, they are who they are. They should be, and it's the same with Bron, like, and the game's in L.A. Like, so I know a lot of people like, oh, man, he shouldn't be an All-Star. Like, shut up. Yes, he should, because he's an All-Star. He's one of the faces of he's been the face of the NBA for 20 years. Yeah, figure it out. But there's no world where LeBron James isn't an All-Star this year. So I see a lot of people saying that. And I get where you're coming from, but I don't get where you're coming from. Like, he'll be an All-Star. By the way, shout out to my dog. Happy birthday. Appreciate you, champ. Much love. My dog.
We're diving into this wild story. Draymond Green is out here campaigning for the National Basketball Association to basically hand LeBron James a spot in the 2026 All-Star Game, telling Commissioner Adam Silver to figure it out. Draymond, the same guy who spent years trash-talking LeBron like it was his full-time job, is suddenly acting like the president of the LeBron James fan club. Oh, how the mighty have flipped scripts. Let's roast Draymond for this blatant hypocrisy, break down if LeBron actually deserves the All-Star nod based on merit, explore whether fans are just straight-up fatigued with LeBron and sliding him in the votes, and finally, ask the big question, does any of this even matter? Buckle up, Avengers, we're going in hot. First off, let's get into the roast. Draymond Green, my man, what happened to you? Remember the 2016 finals when you got yourself suspended for swinging at LeBron's groin like you were auditioning for a wrestling villain role? You were the ultimate LeBron hater back then, chirping nonstop about how he was soft, how he flopped, how the Golden State Warriors were going to bury the Cleveland Cavaliers dynasty. You two are rivals on steroids, 4 straight finals matchups, endless beef, and you loved every second of it. Fast forward to 2019 and boom, you sign with Clutch Sports, the agency run by Rich Paul, who's basically LeBron's right-hand man and best friend. Suddenly, you're all buddy-buddy calling LeBron your big brother and defending him like he's paying your salary. And now, in 2026, with LeBron's all-star votes tanking, you're on your podcast begging the league to rig it for him? Shut up to anyone who says he shouldn't make it. Come on, Draymond, this smells like the ultimate sellout. You went from trying to kill him on the court more than anybody to simping for a legacy spot. Hypocrite much? It's like you traded your edge for an agency perk. Fans see right through it. One YouTube commenter nailed it by saying you've done a total 180-degree turn ever since joining Clutch. Own your fanboy era, but don't act like we forgot the old you. Now onto the meat. Does LeBron James even deserve an all-star vote this year? Look, at 41 years old, LeBron is still a legend, but let's be real about his 2025 to 2026 season so far. Through 15 games, he's averaging 20.3 points, 4.9 rebounds, and 6.5 assists per game, shooting 49.6% from the field and a rough 31.5% from three-point range. Those numbers are solid for most players, but for LeBron's standards, they're down, way down. His rebounds are at a career low, and he's only played in about half the Lakers' games due to sciatica and a nagging left foot injury. On merit alone, in a stacked Western Conference with guys like Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic, and Ant-Man putting up monster stats, LeBron isn't a lock for a starting spot or even a reserve. He's efficient when he plays, sure. But the All-Star Game is supposed to reward current season excellence, not lifetime achievements. That said, Draymond's point about legacy has some weight. LeBron has been the face of the league for over 2 decades with 20 straight All-Star appearances. If this is his swan song season, maybe the commissioners add him like they did for Dirk Nowitzki and Dwayne Wade in their final years. So, deserve it on pure stats? Probably not top tier this year. But on impact and history, you could argue yes. Speaking of votes, are fans fatigued with LeBron and sliding him? Absolutely, and the numbers don't lie. In the first round of 2026 All-Star fan voting returns, LeBron pulled in just 536,555 votes, good for 9th in the Western Conference frontcourt, and a shocking 15th overall league-wide. That's behind Europeans like a Giannis Antetokounmpo, Jokic before injury, and Luka, who are dominating the leaderboard. Fans account for 50% of the vote, with players and media splitting the rest. After 23 years of LeBron dominance, it feels like voter fatigue is real. New stars are exciting the international flair, the young guns like Victor Wembanyama or Cade Cunningham stealing the spotlight. LeBron's been so good for so long that it's almost taken for granted, and with his reduced role this season, fewer games, lower minutes, fans might be shifting their clicks to fresher faces. Is it a slight? Kinda. He's still better than half the league on a bad day, but it's also the natural cycle, and let's be real, LeBron just doesn't affect winning anymore. The king can't rule forever, and fans are crowning the next generation. Finally, does any of this even matter? In the grand scheme, not really. The All-Star Game is an exhibition, a fun weekend of dunks and threes, not a measure of greatness. LeBron's legacy is ironclad. 4 championships, all-time scoring leader, endless records. Missing one All-Star nod at 41 won't erase that. But symbolically, it stings a bit. If this is LeBron's last hurrah, especially with the game in Los Angeles, it'd be poetic to see him there. Where Draymond's plea, it highlights how the league sometimes bends rules for icons, which could set a weird precedent. Ultimately, though, all stars come and go, LeBron's impact endures. This is the definition of selective caring. Draymond doesn't give a damn about the All-Star Game when it's struggling for relevance. He's the first to point out how boring and effortless it is. But threaten LeBron's 22nd appearance. Now it's a travesty, a disrespect to the league's history. What a joke! It's hilarious because Draymond himself knows all-star selections aren't always pure merit. He's bragged about his 4 appearances as a second-round pick while downplaying others. Bottom line, Draymond acting like the All-Star Game is some untouchable institution now is peak hypocrisy. He spent years saying it's dying or already dead until LeBron needs it. What do y'all think, Avengers? Is Draymond just looking out for his guy, or is this the most obvious flip ever? Sound off in the comments, hit that like if you're loving these breakdowns, subscribe for more heat, and turn on notifications. Athletic Avengers, we out.